Alright everyone, welcome back. We are here for some more summertime rendering. Okay, episode 4. Last episode we left off with I guess I could say it ends with a bang of some sort, right? Fireworks. But we meet Ushio, and I'm going to use quotations. We meet Ushio. Now, we all so far know, or at least I came to the conclusion that for some reason Ushio, or maybe it was actually Shinpei, or both of them are able to communicate with one another whenever Shinpei dies. Alright, I feel like that's a given, and I feel like that has been a major plot point so far that has been introduced in these, I'm gonna say the second episode, right? And now we are actually meeting Ushio. But I mentioned in the previous episode's discussion, is this the real Ushio? Because again, I am still unsure of what Ushio actually is. Like, I'm not even confident to say that she is actually a human being per se. She could have some supernatural powers, possibly, right? Considering the fact that she is the one who is meddling with Shinpei, especially with with the eyes and all that stuff in like in the first episode. So even I am still unsure of what Ushio actually is. And I mentioned in the previous episode that at first I was positive that the Ushio that we just saw in the end of the episode was actually the shadow. But now I'm kind of more skeptical about that, because of the reasons why I mentioned earlier. This could actually be the real Ushio using time travel shenanigans or what have you to try to communicate with Shinpei once again, because that is the one thing that Ushio told him to do, is to find me and then protect Mio, and so on and so forth. Anyways, kind of excited for this episode because I don't know what else to expect. 4 episodes in, it's been a really fun journey and it's been really good, and I am hooked and I am excited to see next. So if you are new here, there's going to be 2 versions of this video. You're watching the full timer-based reaction on YouTube with a discussion at the end. So if you're watching this version, you're gonna have to use your own copy of summertime rendering, and then you can just sync it up with the timer. Or alternatively, you can head on over to the description, where I am also giving you a link to the full uncut reaction. That doesn't include the discussion, so it's only the reaction, but it's uncut, and it's full in its entirety. So do what you will. And lastly, if you do want to support me, you can head on over to Patreon, where you can get early access to a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for my intro. If you do enjoy my reaction and my discussion, hit the like and subscribe as always. And with that being said, let's watch the episode. The fireworks. Alright. How is this interaction gonna be? She seems delighted. The necklace? Yeah, I was just about to say. Yeah, skeptical, uh-huh. using it. Mhm. That's what I thought as well. Oh, remembering her death? Please do tell. Okay. Now, a common trope. I'm gonna lower the volume down. But a common trope in regards to like clones, shadows, and replicas, whatever, is that the replica, the fake, right, would start to develop not just feelings, but it's the common trope where the replica becomes sort of not self-aware, but because the replica is like living this fake life of someone who is real so much, it starts to forget that it's a replica and believes that it's the real deal. Now, not saying that that is the case here, I'm just saying that could be a possibility. Jeez, oh, so they cremated her. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The fake suddenly becomes the real thing. Okay? The shadow is looking at the knife as a means to kill. And she's gone. That's right. We still don't have a definitive idea of what she is right now. Okay. Of course it does. Impossible. No reaction from her from that statement. Okay. Hmm. Never said anything like that. Okay. Still using the secret codes. Oh, I mean, obviously. Oh, she's here, all right. I'm still not confident that So is actually a human. I still think that he is a shadow. Oh, oh, oh my god. She's gonna see the necklace? She's gonna see the necklace. I mean, the hair. Blonde hair, obviously. Oh, yeah, she is not having it. Her reaction is realistic. Way more realistic than Shinpei. Even though Shinpei is kind of like the the audience surrogate. True. Oh, then where's the real Shinpei? Where? Yeah, no shit. Mm, it's time. The knife. So Shinpei's been replaced, but he hasn't died yet. So what happened here? Is the Shadow gonna figure out that Shinpei can turn back time? Or loop back time? Oh, that's a lot of bodies. Trader. Okay. So that Ushio is the Shadow, but a Shadow that kind of becomes... Okay, okay, okay. Shit. And the reason why the show got me was because he told the secret code. Shit. Oh. Mother? What? Oh, what? Nice facial animation. Who is Mother? Will wake up soon? The original Shadow or whatever they are? Oh, shot? Lady, lady, lady? Yeah. We still don't know. We still don't know her name. Alright, so far I feel like Summertime Rendering has been very consistent in terms of its quality, at least in terms of its animation and its quality. It has been very consistent, and I am very pleased and thoroughly impressed. Like, sometimes you will see some animation cracks here and there, but so far it's been really good. It's been really great, in fact. I've been really enjoying it. The quality and the direction has been great so far. Same thing with the story, and same thing with a lot of the mystery elements. I feel like Summertime Rendering so far has done a pretty good job of giving us mystery at the end of an episode, answering those mysteries in the next episode, while also simultaneously giving in new mysteries as well. So it keeps us, you know, it keeps us on the edge of our seats. It keeps us wanting more. We need more answers. The more questions we are given, the more we want those answers, and the more we want to watch more, right? It's done a pretty good job. I'm hooked. I am really interested, and I'm really keen to see how all of these plot threads and elements kind of play out. I mentioned this throughout the episode, and I feel like this is good as time as any to actually talk about the idea of the fake becoming the real thing. It is I wouldn't call it a common trope, but I guess it is. Considering most of... Alright, I kind of stopped recording there for a bit. I had to do some other things, but where were we? I think I was talking about Ushio, and I feel like the biggest takeaway from this episode is Ushio and the idea of how the fake becomes I guess the real thing. There's like a bunch of psychoanalysis from like a bunch of different people. I'm not gonna get into that because I kind of want to, but I don't know. It's gonna take me forever to find a specific, thing that would help me in this instance. But you get the idea, right? I was mentioning in the episode on whether or not this could potentially be the real Ushio or not, because I was talking about like Ushio having some sort of ability or supernatural powers. Maybe not. Who knows? But I feel like this episode and the way, a bunch of these stuff are presented kind of makes it pretty obvious about some of the questions and some of the doubts that I have. some of my doubts with So being a shadow or not. I feel like his reaction and his interactions with all of them are pretty indicative that he is not a shadow. I feel like So is actually So, and we can actually trust him for now. But with Ushio, we also basically got confirmation that yeah, this is not the real Ushio. This is not our Ushio. This is the shadow. Because number one, she has the necklace. The shadow obviously copied her necklace, right? Because the real necklace is held by Shinpei. But now here's the interesting part. She is a shadow, right? She is a shadow. But she doesn't act like one. She acts like the real Ushio. It's as though the shadow has manifested itself to be this person, and then the more this shadow is living that person's life, the more the shadow kind of becomes her and kind of basically forget that it is a shadow. At least that's my interpretation and what I am actually gathering here. Because number one, the shadow itself doesn't really know anything about the shadow. And again, we don't know if this is just the shadow kind of hiding that fact, or because of the shadow actually not remembering any of it at all. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting take, and I like the direction that the story is going for. It brings up a lot of it brings up a lot more psychological and psychoanalytical cannot speak today discussions, right? Now I'm probably not gonna dive deeper into that in this discussion, but I'll maybe search it up later on and I'll bring it up in the next episode discussion. But either way, Ushio is a shadow and the shadow becomes her. It's interesting because it's the whole idea of whether or not, and it's not just for Ushio, it is mostly for Shinpei and us, the audience. We know she is a fake, we know she is not the real Ushio, but she acts like the real thing. She acts like the real thing, she interacts like the real thing, she knows. She's basically Ushio in the flesh, except it's not. And it's the question of, well, would you accept that? Like, would you want this Ushio, the shadow, to essentially replace the real one, at least for now, and until we figure out what the fuck is actually going on? Or would you consider, no, screw that, I don't want a second chance, Ushio is dead and we're not supposed to see her again, right? There's a bunch of different stuff, like psychological stuff that you can bring out from this episode alone, especially in regards to Ushio and Shinpei as well. Shinpei has been acting like, okay, she is a shadow, but she acts like one, like I was mentioning, and Shinpei still has his doubts. He still is skeptical, but not as crazy as Mio. Because with Shinpei, he is like in disbelief. He acknowledges her as a shadow, but at the same time he's kind of like, well, okay, but she acts like the real Ushio, and he is acting way friendlier towards her. Whereas with Mio, she would immediately go ballistic and be like, what the fuck? You're not my sister. Get away from me. Right. she is scared. Immediately, she is like, "You're not Ushio. You stay the fuck back." Yeah, I'm 100% curious to know like how she kind of broke free, or how the shadow becomes her. And when I say becomes her, I mean like became her, right? Because the shadows most of the time, like they mimic, you know, their victims, but they are still self-aware, as you know, of the fact that they are shadows and they have a mission. We don't know what it is, their mission, but still. But in the sense of Ushio, even the other shadows are mentioning she is a traitor. Why? Has the shadow, the entities of these shadows, again, after spending so much time as their mimic victims, kind of develop empathy and feelings towards the humans? Maybe. And that's not the biggest what the fuck of this episode, in my opinion. The biggest what the fuck in this episode is when the shadow talks about mother. Who is mother? Who is their mother? The final boss? The final boss of this story? Like, is she the end game? Who is the mother? I guess I would safely assume that the mother is like the root of it all, right? The progenitor, the first shadow that spawned everything, right? So there's another mystery element in, you know, towards the story, and I guess we are working our way up there. Yeah, it's yeah, great stuff all throughout. Great stuff all throughout. I don't know what else that I want to discuss at the moment, because I feel like the idea of Ushio being the fake one and becoming the real thing and whatever is like the most substantial part of this episode, especially with the way they, you know, she is interacting with everyone. Yeah, great episode. I think that's pretty much it for Summertime Rendering episode 4. I will try my best to look up some other stuff. So next episode, hopefully, I may potentially discuss more about this episode before I actually watch the episode. Before I watch the next episode, I mean. So yeah. Look forward to that. And if you do enjoy my reaction and my discussion, hit the like and subscribe, so you don't miss when I upload the next episode reaction next week. So, hope you all have a wonderful, fantastic day, and I will see you all next time for some more Summertime Rendering. Take care, guys.